What's up, guys, and good morning. We are at the shop today. Today is a shop day. I just stopped and got some hardware for the Subaru. I got my Dutch because white girl coffee wasted, you know what I'm saying? But we also got lips. Me and Ashley are going to be putting on our lips on our Subaru today. And I actually got a couple things going on. I have brakes that I need to do. I'll show you more on that in a little bit. But Mike's gonna be on his way. We're probably gonna be doing some stuff on his car. I have my buddy Julian's car that you guys know about. I've been working on the engine stuff with that. You can see his new engine, the pulled out engine, all of his supercharger stuff and all that. I have this black car that I have to work on a wiring harness for. And you can see the Subaru out there and Julian's car way in the distance. But yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on today. So it's not a how-to, it's not a this is what's going on, this is the car we're working on. It's kind of just a shop day. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so as you guys can see, here is a mess of stuff for the brakes for the Subaru. Let me move my coffee real quick and show you. First thing that I knew that I was going to get is the stainless braided lines for it. If I'm gonna do upgrades on the car and braking and all that, you might as well do all of it. So the other thing that I got was the EBC brakes. These are the EBC yellows. Let's see if I can show you, get through all the packaging. I decided to get EBC yellow stuff. You can see right here for the front and the rear. These are probably the best brake pads you can get for the street, while also using brakes or heavy braking and stuff for like canyon runs and stuff like that. So I have them on my Z. I've had them on my other cars. I'm definitely going to be putting them on this car. So yeah, we got EBC yellow for the front and the rear. We got the stainless brake lines, and then I got these rotors right here. They're slotted, drilled, stop tech rotors. I only have the rears right here right now, but I do have the fronts coming. Actually, they should be here tomorrow. So I'll probably be doing the brake lines and the rear brakes today, and then I'll probably finish up with the brakes tomorrow night or Wednesday. Yeah, probably Wednesday for the front brakes. Okay, and moving on to one of the next projects that will be going on today. I'm kind of just giving you guys an outline of what's going on right now, but you can see I still have all of the stuff on Julian's motor still on here. We actually just pulled it out last night. He came by the shop and really helped out with that. But he still has his mounts on here. He still has all of his tubing. He has lines. He has on here we have to change actually this whole fuel rail. Because he has bigger injectors on here. These are Bosch 850s, I think he said. So we'll be moving those over to the new engine. Also, I need to switch over stuff for like his catch can, other little things and stuff. But you'll also be seeing me probably doing stuff like that today, so we can get this thing back in the car. And I know a lot of you are wondering where this burnout came from, and I really wish I got it on camera last night. Mike's tires are like almost gone, and so he was pulling the car into the shop and decided to hit a fat burnout. I don't know if you guys follow me on my Instagram and you saw all the smoke that I had posted on my story, but that's where that came from. Maybe today when he shows up, maybe I can get him to hit another one. This off of here. Usually when I pull these motors, I put the chain through the timing cover down around here, and also you can see that the chain goes underneath the water pipe here. You have to be a little bit careful that it doesn't pull up on here when you actually jack the motor up, that it doesn't break off these sensors, but I've done it enough times now that I figured out that if you kind of get it on a loose scale, it'll pull up right about here and it won't break or hurt anything. So they might tell you not to do that because it puts stress on here, but I've never had one leak. I've never had any issues with it. And the problem with VQ motors is there really is no place for you to pull up on the engine at all. If I do a walk around here, you can see that there's really no place that you can put a chain or a lift point without breaking something else. So this 10, holding on the harness on the back. And be able to lift off the injector just like that. Tried to make sure that I didn't damage any of the O-rings. All of this hardware is new with the injectors. So I want to take this off just like this so I can set it on the new engine and be good with it. So there's also spacers here. Be careful when you lift off that you don't drop them in the intake or lose them or something like that. There's 4 of them. They're the risers for the bolts. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start taking off the valve covers also. Julian had just gotten these right before we put the engine in, so he really hasn't driven on them, and the new engine has a leak. I don't know if you guys know about the VQ engines, but there are seals inside. The tube seals right inside here are actually impregnated and molded into the valve covers. So you can change valve cover gaskets on these. However, if these go bad, you'll start getting oil inside where the spark plug's at, and it will start filling up full of oil. You'll get misfire codes, stuff like that, and you can't just pull this off and change them. You're supposed to replace the whole valve cover itself. So on this one, in this cylinder, they've actually been leaking pretty bad. So I'm gonna actually pull these off and put these on the other one. I'll lube them up. Like I said, these are pretty brand new, so there shouldn't be any issues with these tube seals. You do have to be careful when you pull them off though, because they will cause the seal to go the opposite way and it could damage them. So be very careful if you decide to reuse them like that. And for those of you wondering, I know you see that I'm using a 1/2 inch with a 3/8 step down bit. A 1/2 inch drill like this is pretty overkill for stuff like this. However, my other gun broke and it's not able, it's not able to even loosen even hand tight bolts. So I'm resorting to this right now, unfortunately. Hey, but what works, works. And then I'll use a little screwdriver, usually find a corner and kind of pry up. Make sure I get this bolt so it doesn't fall in, and then kind of just walk it off like that. So as you can see, his engine is super clean. There's really no issues with it. The head gasket blew, unfortunately, under the tune, but we're gonna take it out, get it rebuilt, do forged internals, stuff like that, and then put it back in. As I'm working on this car, you can see this guy's out here making much more room for more activities. So we might have to get in the cars and try out the parking lot. Okay, so I got the valve cover off of Julian's new motor. And you can see it is in pretty good condition too. One of the things I wanted to point out is you can see where this cap right here meets to the head, how there's like some of the gasket making stuff in this corner and in this corner. Anytime you're doing valve cover gaskets, if there is a break in the head, meaning there's gonna be a crack where a cap meets to it or a plug or something, you always wanna make sure that you put, I call it FIPG, it's form in place gasket. I'm a Toyota tech, so that's why that's pretty much what I call it. It is a sealant, silicone, whatever you want to say. Put it in any of the corners that have breaks like that. That way it doesn't, over time it will leak from just a regular gasket. So anytime, like I said, there's a cap or there's a plug or something, you want to make sure that you put silicone. So I'm going to clean all of this off. I'm going to wipe down this, and then I'm going to put those valve covers back on, put a little bit of gasket in each of these corners, and reseal it. Okay, this is the stuff I was talking about. As you can see right there, it says FIPG. It stands for form in place gasket. It's a seal packing, just silicone based, it's black. So this is what us Toyota guys use, and actually this is like one of the best things on the market. I have a bunch of friends that are always asking me for extra tubes of this to do their seals on no matter what brand it is of car. This seems to work the best for all like oil pans and stuff that's oil based. So anyway. Okay, now you can see I had the surface is all nice. I got all of the old gasket off of there, getting ready to put dabs in this corner and this corner, and then I will lube up the right here with some oil, engine oil, just to make it so it slips over nice and easy, and then I'll put the valve cover gasket on. So I will show you when it's on in just a second. Okay, so now as you can see, now it's sitting on. All I have to do is put the bolts on. This didn't want to come off, so I wasn't able to take it off of this one. It'll be easy. I'll just roll this over, pull that one off, and get it done. My man Hank is here. So I always got people coming by the shop. This is Hank. For all of you guys that don't know, he's the guy that does all of my t-shirts. He does all of my help with that stuff. So thank this guy.
What's up?
But yeah, so he stopped by. We're gonna do some brakes on his wife's car. And yeah, like I said, this is a typical day at the shop. Okay, so we got the front brakes done. This man showed up, just like I said.
Watching these diamonds get tested. You feel me? I'm about to come out here with some diamonds too.
Is it gonna be for the shop? Do I get one too?
No, absolutely not. I'm about to be extra black on YouTube pretty soon.
Oh man, here we go. So we did the front brakes, helping Hank out on here, but sad to say, he went and got his Meisters fixed, and I'm sorry, he has new tires on here, so there won't be a burnout video. However, maybe I can hit something and do something with that. So now we're doing the rear brakes. Yep, and just like that, brakes are done. She showed up here. He's still sitting on the couch. Tired. Time to do the lip?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna try round 2 on the lip. I tried it on my car. It didn't really work that well. They had self-tappers that it pretty much just fell out of the bumper. So I got some new hardware that we're gonna try on her car, and if it works on her car, we'll try number 2 on mine. All right, you wanna move it in?